working along with your body's natural healing system, your skin's ability to heal. And like I'm going to demonstrate for this third part of my facial, the microneedling can also be considered like an aggressive facial, but the way I do it, knowing what I'm doing, is I will use, if you're not familiar with it, there are these thinner than your hair needles that penetrate through the layers of the skin and penetrate down to the layer where your collagen cells live, where your fibrin, elastin, all the cells in your skin layers that make your skin plump, that that when you start to get a little bit older, or you have poor skincare or hygiene, whatever, that you may start getting wrinkles and fine lines and loss of elasticity. So in the layer of the skin, deeper layer, there is where your collagen cells live, where all of those other cells that actually plump your skin up. As we age, they kind of shrivel. So the microneedling, what that does, I call it controlled injury, because I use that needle system to activate that layer of your skin, to penetrate down deep enough to that layer, to activate it, to get your skin's repair mechanism going. And part of the repair mechanism is to stimulate collagen production. You may have heard of that before, and hyaluronic acid helps that and all of that stuff. So I'm going to demonstrate using my at-home roller. If you were to come in spot with me, for those of my skincare clients watching, that's where I use the needle stamper. That sounds loud, and I can adjust the length of the needle. For at-home sake, for everyone's at-home sake, what we're going to be using is, and this is something that you can order and you can do at home. This is something that I recommend and I allow people to purchase from me after they've, after I know you're on a good skincare routine and you know how to use it. So I want to demonstrate that for you. Maybe you have your own micro roller already. I use a line called Clinical Resolutions, who I love. They're from the West Coast, California. And I use all of their active peptides. So again, I'm going to explain all these products in another collaboration with another esthetician, where we're going to go in detail about all these products if you want to know. But just for right now, I'm going to be using peptides, and very, very briefly, peptides are actually, they are produced within your body naturally. And what they do is they basically send messages, and they send messages to help your organs function the way they should. So when it comes to your skin, there are certain peptides, certain components of the skin that send messages for your collagen cells, let's say, to activate and to plump up. There's other signals that will be sent to your skin for hydration signals, de-wrinkle formation, if you will, if you just want to keep it really simple. So Clinical Resolution is a microneedling line. They sell at-home micro rollers. That's what we're going to be using today. It comes in a little kit like this. I'm using the MR, their MR series. So I'm using the one that has a little bit of a longer needle, because again, I only do this every 4 to 6 months. For you guys at home, I recommend the MR3. That's something you can do even once a week or once a month if you want. And this is how you would do it. So it comes in this little kit. There's the roller. Okay, you're going to be rolling this on your skin in different directions. Typically, when I use a deeper needle, it'll feel like a little prickly. It can make you want to sneeze sometimes. Doesn't hurt. It just feels tingly and it's sensitive. But yeah, so Clinical Resolutions, I use their roller. I also use their active peptides. They're the ingredients that will send messages to the skin. So I'm creating those microchannels down to the deeper layer of your skin, where your collagen cells live, where the elastin, fibrin, all of those healing cells live. So we're going to create the microchannels by rolling over the skin, and then we're going to fill those microchannels with the active peptides that are going to send the messages to, hey, de-wrinkle formation cells, why don't you start activating, and to basically help your skin along the healing process along its way. So I like using at home de-aging. It just has, again, all those peptides, those messages, and I put it in my little guy. If you don't have this, you can put it on your hand. But just because this is what I have, is what I do, I'm going to use the brush. So what I do first is I put a layer of this on across my forehead, right? If you don't have a brush, that's fine. You can pour a little bit. You don't need gloves either. I'm just keeping them on, but you can pour some on the palm of your hand and just kind of spread it on there. And I like to start in different patterns. So I'd like to go slow and engage into the skin. I'm not pressing hard down, but I'm kind of just rolling from side to side. I'll do about 3 passes. And I'm not sure if you can see in here, but your skin will immediately get like a little bit of a pinkish hue. So I go 1, 2, 3, then I lift up and go a little lower and do that same thing. 1, 2, 3. So it's almost like 6 passes back and forth. And then I just go a little bit lower. 1, 2, 3. Then I'll go up and down all the way across the forehead. I always start in the middle. So 1, 2, 3. You don't have to push down hard. You'll notice when you're engaging, especially on the forehead, it's thinner skin. There's not as much muscle tissue. It'll feel with a little more tingly, prickly. So I'll just do 1, 2, 3, up and down. I like lifting off the skin, especially in the beginning, because they're literally puncturing, your skin. So you just don't want to go too fast. You want to do it with intention and be careful so that you don't scratch your skin. It will heal, obviously, but less downtime is better. Then I like going on an angle. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. And pretty much the forehead. And then I always, when I'm done doing a section of the skin, I put it back on there because again, that, you're going to be puncturing your skin with that. You don't want to put it on a dirty surface. I get a little bit more and I'll just put another layer on top of that and let that sit. And I'll kind of just start painting it down my skin. Again, if you don't have a brush, that's fine. You can use your hand. I do put this close to my eye because I will roll over my eyebrow. And I'm going to just do the half of the face now. It's taking a little longer to demonstrate this because I'm talking through it, but typically to do this whole facial myself takes me like 15 minutes. So this part may take just a few minutes for you. And you can do it in segments. You could do the micro exfoliation, then go to the micro roller, or just do exfoliation in the shower, micro roller once a week. You don't have to do them all together. So same thing, I'm going to go up and down and go a little bit longer because there's more muscle tissue here. So I did like 6 times. And I'm pressing really light because it does get a little tender in those areas. Be careful coming up to the eye. You can get close to it and do like little micro rolls, but just be careful. And it looks like I'm swiveling, but I'm gently lifting as I get closer to the skin. And when I get to this part, I'm kind of rolling up that way. So and then I'll actually go backtrack and do that same line. And then I'm going to go to an angle following the jawline. And then I kind of will come out from the nose out to the edge. And I'll go really slow towards when I'm under the eye. And it looks like I'm going high up, but for this part, I'm applying pressure on this because this skin of the eye, we're going to do something slightly different for that. So you're just going to go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to save the eyes for the end. And then I'm going to go back to this side. So I place this down again in my little micro roller holder. Get the rest of that. If you don't have these active peptides at home, you could use your favorite hyaluronic serum. Again, I use Clinical Resolutions. I love their active peptides. I love their hyaluronic acid serum. I love their vitamin C series. So if you're my client coming in, you know that you're already using this. You can use your hyaluronic and your vitamin C with this as well, or your hyaluronic to roll with and then vitamin C after. If you don't have any of that stuff, don't worry about it. You can order these things. With the micro roller, it's really good to do active peptides or some sort of hyaluronic collagen supporting collagen production kind of serum. Because you're creating microchannels and you're trying to fill them up with something that's going to actually be effective. So you don't want to put like oil on your skin, even though oil is good for hydration. You want those treatment serums right now. So I'm kind of backtracking with this. There's some residue stuff, so I'll kind of rub it in. Around the nose is kind of just up and down. And the skin, around the lips, I'll go over the lips part of them actually. Same thing for the chin. This is what I do as part of my ultimate facial rejuvenation in spas. That's why I'm using all of these active treatments. I don't always use these active treatments when I'm doing it for myself. Sometimes I will just use the Clinical Resolutions hyaluronic serum or vitamin C in place of these, which are still really, really good. But for sake of this, I'm using the active peptides for de-aging, and then now wound healing, which has, again, more of those collagen supporting stimulation ingredients. So I'm going to put this all over my skin now, let it kind of sit in. And then around the eye, I'm going to get really close to that eye, under the eyebrow. Let all of that sit in. And then when it comes to the eye, so I'm also a massage therapist, and blood flow matters for these things, especially you don't want to create unnecessary injury that will cause like puffiness or pooling of the blood or more line formation. So after I have some of that treatment serum on there, I like to use like either pointer fingers or like middle fingers, and I kind of start under right where the brow starts, gently press in there, slide under the brow, gently apply pressure to the edges there, and then swoop under the lid. This is the direction that your blood flows around your eyes. So this is almost like a light lymph massage that you can do. That I use this. This is how I apply my eye creams, my eye serums, and now to treat as well. I'll apply that serum, rub that in. Then I will take the micro roller and I will only roll down in one direction. So I kind of do this 3 times, because remember the blood flows underneath your eye up towards the bridge of the nose. So you go down, and then I'll just roll up in towards the nose and then out. So you're kind of following that same pattern, but with the roller. I'm gonna just do it once, and then I do the same thing for this side. So underneath you go out to in, and then up and around. So that's pretty much it for the micro roller. Again, if you have some areas with deeper lines, like around the mouth or here, you can go back over it a little bit. Just make sure you're rolling, up in the different directions, up and down, back and forth, diagonal. This too, for those laugh lines, you can do that. And what that does is creates the microchannels down to the layer of your skin where it activates your natural repair mechanism. The parts of your skin, the skin cells that contain the collagen, the elastin, the fibrin, the things that start to lose their shape over time. And what the microneedling is beneficial for is to activate that layer, to wake it up, and then using the active ingredients that are going to support that activation. So when you're done with your micro roller, for those of you who want to purchase this, you will also get an at-home cleansing kit, which is super important with cleanliness. Don't share your micro roller with anyone because you're puncturing your skin, and you just don't want to, especially during this time, all the time, but especially during this time, you want to be careful. So you'll get a cleansing kit, a sanitizing kit, which comes with a cleansing solution for the microneedling. And I do this all the time. As soon as I'm done, this is what comes in your kit. Clean it out, okay? So I will take a generous amount of this cleansing solution, and I do 2 pumps into that little cleansing pad. I put my cold water on. This is my brush, and I will literally, under the faucet, run this under the faucet with the brush and kind of just clean that off for the first layer of cleansing. And then I simply just take my roller, and now I can apply deeper pressure and roll over that cleansing solution. So you're going to buy this and you start using this at home, or if you have one at home and you haven't done this, please go and sanitize. If you do this, your roller will last a very long time, and it's just worth it for your own skincare. Okay, so I do that about a lot, 10 times or so. Kind of wipe it off. The cleansing solution has a high percentage of alcohol in it, so it will dry over time. But what I do, since it's still wet, I will then rinse it off one last time. I'll sit it on its tray and I'll let it air dry, and then I store it and put it away. That's like right now. And so that's pretty much what I do for the active part of my signature facial for the ultimate rejuvenation facial, which is 3-part. It's microexfoliation, which you can do at home right now with a scrub. Pumpkin scrub is what I love, or a Cure brightening scrub is great too. Anything gritty, that's a mechanical exfoliation. You can do that once a week in the shower or wherever. And if you're like me, you can wait to do it as part of a 3-step deeper exfoliating controlled injury treatment. So microexfoliation, dermaplane, which you're going to wait to receive from your licensed professional, and the microneedling, which creates those microchannels. So after you prep your skin, you get it nice and smooth and clear, texture ready. Then you create these microchannels down into the layers of your skin where your collagen cells live. Some of those other cells that over time have a hard time, they lose their shape and they have a hard time staying nice and plump. And then you just fill those microchannels with ingredients that are going to be sending the right messages to your skin. So to wrap it up, I like to use a skincare toner that I made that has some colloidal silver, distilled rose water, distilled witch hazel, and distilled aloe vera in it. It's very light and gentle. Those are all very hydrating, softening flower waters. Again, I'm a fan of organic, and I try to do vegan skincare and all that, cruelty-free and healthy for your skin. So I didn't wipe off any of those treatment serums. They kind of just laid on my skin, and you will notice after doing a dermaplane or a microexfoliation, then going right into a microchanneling, everything you put on your skin is just your skin's gonna drink it up. It's gonna feel amazing. So I do that toner, then I use ASAP gel, which is really good post controlled injury type facials, which are a little bit deeper. This helps to just keep that skin nice and sanitized, smooth, and nothing is burning, just FYI, because sometimes that does happen. If you have a vitamin C, which I'm going to put on next, that may sting for a moment. And then this is when you can put more of your hyaluronic serums on, your treatment serum. I'm going to be using two things, Victoria DN eye serum for around the eye. Just don't want to forget that. I'll be explaining in detail more about these products that I'm using right now during my collaboration with Ruth Esthetician, who uses similar products. Again, you're going to apply under the eyelid from the corners out and towards the bridge of the nose, and then up and around, following the direction of blood flow to depuff your eyes, to help with just giving your skin proper hydration without interrupting the blood flow. When you go the other way, that's when you can cause pooling. That's when that would darken that area. So if you already have dark circles, it's going to look even darker and even puffier. So it's a form of lymph massage. I do the eye serum. I'm really loading it up. Again, you don't have to do all this for at home. You can do the pumpkin scrub. Then you can go right into doing a skin oil like this step. Okay. Mother Dirt, another one of my favorites. This oil is very light. It's close to your skin's natural oil, so it's not going to clog your pores. Your skin's going to drink it up. So again, if you just want to do the scrub, and then go right to a nice gentle moisturizer. I like doing the oils, so cold pressed sweet almond oil, a cold pressed jojoba oil. The extraction method matters, especially when you are caring about general skin health and overall wellness and all that. So exfoliation, oil, and then I'm adding the step in of treatment for the eyes. I use a caffeine eye cream from 100% Pure that I love as well. And I'm doing all these extra steps. I keep repeating it because those of you who are watching it who are like, oh my God, I can't do all that stuff. You don't have to. So for just simple skincare, do the exfoliation, go right into a skincare oil. And then end it with a heavier cream. If you have it, I can recommend ones that would work. And if not, just the scrub and the oil would be fine. If you're going to go ahead and do the microneedling at home, that's when you want to do the treatment serums. And I do have ones that I highly recommend that are really effective for your skin. So if you're going to do the micro roller, then you do want to use the treatment serums. There's one or two main ones that you can get away with if you want it to be very simple. So I'm loading up on moisturizers because I did a lot to my skin right now and I really want to protect it. So I kind of start with the lighter things like the toners, then the serums, then the oil, and then the heavier kind of creams that are, again, organic, cold pressed. They're made up of like the shea butters and the mango butters and all of that stuff that will just really protect my skin. Because I also did the dermaplane, which removed my natural protection, and my skin will continue healing. But as you can see, it's not really red or anything like that. It's a little pink. It's very moisturized right now. But if I wanted to, if I really wanted to, I could just go out. It's sunny outside, so I could go out, and now I'm not worried about any sun damage. Because the last step is, if I can get this. This is one of my favorite moisturizers. Don't do this guy, but the pump isn't working. So these are all my professional sizes, but if you were going to order from home, then you would get at-home version. This is a SPF moisturizer. It does have zinc in it. It does not leave your skin looking white, and it feels more like a lightweight moisturizer. It's great for rosacea and sensitive skin. So there you have it, people. My clients who are watching, this is what I do for your skin. This is all, I'll probably add a few more treatment serums in there for you, you know. I like to really make sure that your skin is receiving all the love that it needs. And when you come in to see an esthetician, when you receive a skincare treatment, it's going to be a lot more than what you would do at home for yourself. This is my skincare treatment that I offer to my clients that I do for myself every 4 to 6 months. So it is a lot. But for at home, if your skin is feeling dull, if it's feeling dry, if it's feeling like it needs a little pick-me-up and you can't go in to see your esthetician right now because of the circumstance, mechanical exfoliation is going to be your friend. So the gritty scrubs in the shower, I recommend for your skin. 2 minutes of a gentle rub and scrub, rinse it off, and then follow up with a lightweight oil moisturizer like a cold pressed sweet almond oil, or Mother Dirt is one of my favorites. It's really good to build your skin barrier. It's very similar to a light sweet almond oil as well. And even just those two things are simple. So if anyone wants clarity on anything, check out my collaboration with Ruth coming up. Reach out to me. You can private message me. My number is 267-935-9086. And yes, that's my work number, so you can reach out. I will answer any of your questions that you have. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that your skin, I hope you do it because your skin will really love you for it. So till next time, thanks for watching.